And the woman said, my husband died and now he's in grave condition. Minnesota, talking about real estate a little bit. That was his last piece of real estate. But in Minnesota, they're talking about today's real estate. And they're saying, hey guys, we got to change the wordage here a little bit. The common room, known as a boardroom, we now have to call it an exclusive room. The master bedroom kind of sounds like plantation talk. We got to get rid of that. We're going to come up with a better name. And so much of this is going on. It's kind of cancel culture. JFK airport, and he's on a coin, and you know what? I mean, he was a great man, but he wasn't a good man. There's a lot of great men that weren't good men, so what do? You go out and change the names of auditoriums and airports and streets, and oh, come on. Really? Are you kidding me? And particularly when you sit back and look at it and think, now what? We're going to become a no-name nation? Show me really good people. Show me a saint. You got to wait for a while before you meet one. I mean, there's not many walking around on my street. How about your street? I don't think so. You know, the left is, they're just all about stupidism. Good thing I can't understand them. You too. 2 elections happened recently, one in California and one in Canada, and both places are led by losers who are now winners. It's kind of remarkable when you look at it. You think, okay, why is that? I guess it's mostly about the COVID, the pandemic, how they handled it. And people are scared. They're scared to death. They really are. I mean, fear is such a powerful thing for a politician. But these are 2 guys that said, here's the rules, but they're for you, not for me, because I'm a left-wing whack. And so you can't go to a restaurant, but I can. And they did that. I mean, it's not nice, but doesn't matter. They still won. Did they cheat? Probably a little bit. Who knows? Hey. But people are scared, and that's what people do. Craziness. California, that same guy, that governor, he's now saying we got these big drought things going on and heat waves, and we've been forced to shut down 6 power plants. Oh, but by the way, y'all got to have electric cars in a few years from now. Really? You can't keep the power on, can't keep the lights on, and you want everybody, you're going to force everybody to close the gas stations and drive electric cars? Dumb. And then you got Trudeau in Canada. He says this, vaccine passports are all about rewarding people who do the right things, hurting those who hesitate or resist. Okay, then. I mean, at least in the U.S. you have the Constitution. Every time Biden does something silly, like with regards to being left, right, the Supreme Court says, you're not so fast, you can't do that. Whereas in Canada, they don't have that to fall back on. It's kind of like the old king and queen law business, somewhat of a dictatorship, and now you have Trudeau saying, you know what, I will hurt those who resist what I tell them to do. Oh boy. Look out. I mean, what kind of remark is that to make to the people? I mean, that's not good and very bad. And people are they're up in arms over this. And it's not going to have a happy ending. Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole in Canada, he's a conservative candidate who lost to Trudeau, and he says he's triggered a review looking into his party's election loss. Hey, you don't have to have a review, Aaron. Call me. I can tell you it's because you crossed the floor. You should cross the floor because you too are a liberal. Every time Trudeau said, I'll give $1, well, you jumped up and said, I'll give 2, I'll give 3, I'll give whatever you want. You're a liberal. The people had no choice. I learned a lot recently about woke. W-O-K-E. I always thought somebody woke up. All right, these guys, though, they're the opposite of waking up. And I hear all this new wordage and all this stuff, and I sit back and say, really, you're kidding me, right? Are there really people that are talking like this and changing their lives? They're its instead of men and women and so many other things. I mean, it's kind of wonky. But it's out there. It's happening. So what do we do about that? Well, do we just kind of keep on doing what we're doing, or do we ignore them? I mean, that's a tough one. But these people, they're kind of dangerous because they're out to change our lifestyle. It's all coming at us from the left. A bunch of left-wing wackos. They're not even left-wing anymore. I don't know what they are. Crazy. I mean, it's just, a lot of them are sharp as marbles, but some of them are very smart, very sharp, but they're doing crazy things. I mean, a brain, it's a very important part of the human makeup. If you don't have a brain, you are a liberal. Y'all come back. We're going to have more for you from the right. See ya.